cameras. Okay, I don't even know if I said hi. Hi. Girl, Ruby, you know how to do class. All right, friends. Welcome to this Thursday morning Deep Power. Deep Power is my favorite personally because I love moving slowly and feeling into the poses. So, yeah, just let that be a big part of your practice today, is not just focusing on the actual pose, but feeling into what's going on inside of you and how you can be just more in alignment in your own body in whatever pose you may be in. So, yeah. Trying to think if I have any special announcements. Most of you are aware, but this weekend, the holiday market is happening here in this space on Saturday and Sunday. So no classes here Saturday or Sunday. The market goes from 10 to 6 p.m. if you want to come by. And yeah. Next week, just a heads up, I will be here on Tuesday, but not Thursday. I'm going on my own little retreat in Northern California, and I leave on Wednesday. So I'll be gone Wednesday to Monday, but then I'll be back for Tuesday class. So I'll be pretty much most of the time. Subbing, I have Victoria subbing, I believe. So, and then for Peru in January, I have Abby subbing on the Tuesday. So I think you guys will like Abby. That'll be good. All right. Yeah. Any questions? So just practice. Okay. So comfortable seat, which most of you are already in. But if you want to take a moment to kind of move or adjust or get your wiggles out, feel free. And then eventually just find stillness. So rest your hands somewhere intentionally. Close your eyes, or if you want to keep your eyes open, bring your gaze down a bit and just find something in particular to focus softly on. And then start to really bring yourself into the present moment. So start to kind of just let go of whatever's going on in your life outside of this room and really allow yourself to arrive here fully. So not just physically, but energetically, emotionally. Feel yourself on your mat. Feel your body and the sensations that are present. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. And if you would like, you can even visualize your breath. Use your imagination. See it flowing through. And then next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can. And take a moment to hold at the top in fullness. When you think you are full, see if there's even just a little more space you can find. Open your mouth, great big sigh. Ah. Good. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Take a moment, pause. Extra sip or 2. And then sigh it out, let it go. Ah. Good. Do that 1 more time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning. Hold in fullness. And as you hold your breath, see if there's any way you can soften or relax just a little bit around your held breath. When you're ready, let it go. Ah. Seal your lips now and begin to drop into Ujjayi breath. So start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound as you breathe very intentionally all the way down from your diaphragm. So see if you can feel the expansion of every single inhale, not just in your chest, but in your ribs and in your belly, maybe even in your side bodies and your back body. And the contraction, the hugging in, the letting go of every exhalation. So at the very bottom of your exhales, your belly button draws back towards your spine. Just for a split second, you find what's called Uddiyana Bandha, your core lock, that connection to your center. So you can find so many things to become aware of or to pay attention to just in your breath. Stay right here for as long as you would like. So if you want to stay here a little longer or a lot longer, if you want to come back to this place at any time during practice, please feel free. If you're ready to start moving, you can start from your seat if you'd like, but eventually hands and knees is where we will end up. So just in your own time, come forward to a tabletop position and start to explore from there in any way you want to. So it might look like cat-cows to begin. Maybe you even sit back into a child's pose. Just take a few deep breaths in your child's pose. So give yourself this time to really drop into your body. So letting go of your thinking, talking, judging mind, letting go of that voice in our head that we usually need to function out there in the world. But in here, this is about just being in your body, feeling, using your felt senses. So see if you can kind of shift gears. And then whenever you are ready, friends, please, no rush. But just in your next, let's say 4 or 5 breaths, we'll eventually find our way to downward facing dog. Good breathing. And once you are back in down dog, just keep feeling around, keep exploring. You can pedal out your heels, give your head a little shake or a little nod. In your first down dog, it might feel really nice just to bend your knees a lot and just work the length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. Might feel nice to pedal out your heels, walk out your dog. So just feel into your dog pose and see what's there today. See if you can feel a connection to your center. See if you can find stability in your shoulders. See if you can find strong hands that root down into the ground. So think of your hands almost as if they can take energy from the earth. So spread your fingers really wide and push down with your fingertips. Move that energy from your fingertips all the way up to your core. Your big deep breaths, rather than feeling like they're a distraction, see if you can learn how to use your breath to hold and support you in every single pose, in every single transition. So in my opinion, your breath is the greatest tool you have in your practice and very possibly the greatest tool you have in your life. So start getting more curious or continue to stay curious about it. So if you can find more space, breathe bigger than you even thought you could. You guys look so nice. Good exploration. Let's take one more big inhale into our down dog. And then as you exhale, look to the top of your mat and however you would like to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, just hang out for a few breaths. You can take your feet out nice and wide if you'd like. You can ragdoll pose, grab opposite elbows. Maybe you even bring hands behind your head and interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. So lots of options. But notice, where are you holding the weight in your feet? And try not to rock back into your heels and lock out your knees. So instead, weight forward, more in your toes and the balls of your feet. Maybe you have a bend in your knees, but you're focusing on lifting your butt as high as you can. Let your crown kind of pour towards the ground, almost like there's a waterfall coming down your spine and flowing off your head. Take one more big breath and you're full. And then next time you breathe in, find your halfway lift position. So get all the rounding out of your back, lots of length. Exhale, nice Eileen, fold and bow. Do that one more time, halfway lift. So butt reaches back, crown reaches forward. Exhale, release. Nice. Okay, and then this time all the way up to stand. Come through your halfway lift, keep rising, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Flow for a moment with your breath. Inhale, high mountain. Take your slow dive down. Exhale, forward fold. All the way to empty. Inhale, lift halfway. So lots of length. Feel the length in the back of your neck, lengthen your side bodies. Exhale, fold. And then from that place, from emptiness, rise. That connection to your center as you rise. Arms to the sky. Hands to heart. Exhale. So nice. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. See if you can take the entire length of your exhalation to dive down. So traction out your spine, telescope your ribs, then let it all go. Nice, awesome. Can lift halfway. Breathe in. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, lead with your heart, all the way to stand. Arms reach up, maybe you gaze up. Hands to heart center, exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down very purposely. And then if your tendency is to lock out your elbows, bend your elbows, suction cup your palms together. See if you can press the heels of your hands together and then squeeze your elbows towards each other like they're magnetized. Now see if you can keep that and then start to reach your hands back. If you would like, you can add one extra layer, little baby back bend. So puff up through your chest, lift your gaze, press your hips gently forward, but hug in with your inner thighs. Take one last huge in-breath here. Keep your clasp, hinge at your hips, exhale all the way down into your fold. Hang out in your fold with your hands clasped for about 2 or 3 breaths. So again, maybe you bend your knees a lot. Bring your weight slightly forward. Focus on lifting your sit bones and then focus on lifting your knuckles. Awesome, Bobby. See if you can even start to reach your knuckles forward. Take one last huge inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your low back first, then release your clasp, just nice and easy. Let your arms hang, let them dangle. On an inhalation, find a halfway lift position. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, pause in your plank pose, strong core, one arm at a time, come down to your forearms, forearm plank. So feel the strength in your center, feel the strength in your shoulders. Now keep all of that, one arm at a time, press back up to high plank. Strong core, strong arms. Good. One more time. Lower down to forearm plank. We're going to hold in forearm plank now. You can absolutely stay here or option to work into a dolphin pose. So walk your toes towards your elbows and lift your hips towards the sky. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. Imagine that invisible rope. I always talk about it. It's attached to your belly button. If you're in dolphin, it's pulling straight up towards the ceiling. Hug in with your upper arms. Press down through the belly of your forearms. Take 2 more rounds wherever you are at. Yes, so good. Soft face, soft jaw, big deep breaths. One last inhale. If you want, open mouth sigh. And then let it all go. Child's pose. So however you want to get there, sit back and rest. If you'd like, you can take an embryo pose with your hands reaching back to grab your heels, or your hands just resting with your palms face up. Quickly, my friends, if you would like a hands-off practice, you would not like to be touched or physically adjusted today, just give me a little hand in the air. Okay, thank you very much. Back to your child's or embryo pose and a couple more grounding breaths. And after those couple more grounding breaths, downward facing dog. From your dog pose, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. And then see if you can open your right hip without letting your hands or your shoulders move. So bend your right knee, reach your right knee out and up. So it's coming from your right hip joint. Yes. Nice, Patty Lynn. Keep hugging in with your left inner thigh. Keep lifting from your center. So feel your connection to center. Your right foot is active. Take one more big inhale. Maybe lift a little bit higher with your right knee. You can hold here or exhale, right knee, left elbow. Get as close as you can, a little twist across your body. Inhale, back up. Open your hip if you want, or you can just extend your leg high if you'd rather. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Aim as high as you can, maybe even add a little push-up. Bend your elbows, let your butt drop. Inhale, back up. And then everyone, last one. Knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, and step through ever so softly, low lunge. Crescent lunge in your own time. So rise up, settle in, find your breath. Nice, Paul. Good. Little tone in your lowest, deepest abdominals, your transverse. So it doesn't mean you're sucking in your belly. It doesn't mean you're trying to squeeze your six pack. It just means drawing your belly button in and up, and you feel the support it offers your low back. Puff up your heart. Reach through your fingertips. Feel all the way up into your fingers. Breathe all the way up into your fingers. And just feel this pose in your body in this moment. Breathe, slow, deep breaths. Very nice. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh and walk your back foot forward just a little bit. We're preparing for our balance. So hug in with your inner thighs, draw your belly button in and up. It almost feels like you're rounding through your low back. Lean forward, float your back foot off the ground. So keep your hips square if at all possible. It might help to bend your standing leg. Your spine is long like you're in a halfway lift. Your back leg is strong like you're stomping your back foot on the back wall. Yeah, you can use blocks if you want, or option to add some arms, maybe arms forward, arms out, arms back. Maybe one arm forward. So your personal fullest expression. One more deep breath. Very nice. Come back to crescent lunge. See if you can land softly. Arms to the sky. Inhale. Thanks, Chris. Exhale. Bring your hands to the earth. And then we're going to go straight into our wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands over to the left long edge of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet. Straighten out your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. So fingertips on the ground in your halfway lift. And if you need to, you can bend your knees a lot. Start to walk your hands towards the back of your mat just a little bit and bend your back knee, your left knee. This is a great place to stay. So all of your toes face forward, butt reaches back, crown reaches forward, or Skandasana, left toes pivot towards the back of your mat, right toes pivot towards the sky, your butt comes down. So in order to keep your left heel on the ground, you have to let your butt move down towards the ground. If you're on your tiptoes, it's usually an adjustment of your pelvis. So you can play around with that. Imagine that you're trying to squeeze your heels towards each other so there's strength and integrity in your legs, and maybe lift your arms. Yeah. So wherever you are at, your variation, couple more breaths. So good. Awesome. Thanks, Susan. And then after your couple breaths, wide-legged straddle. Take it to the other side. Walk your hands towards the front edge of your mat. Maybe you stay here with a bend in your right knee, or Skandasana, right toes pivot towards the front edge, left toes pivot towards the sky. So pelvis comes down towards the ground. If you're up on your right tiptoes and that's where you want to stay today, that's what works for you today, that's fine. It's not wrong. It's just different. And then maybe add some arms. Good. Last couple of breaths. If you've got both heels on the ground, imagine they're magnetized, pulling towards each other. When you feel pretty much even on both sides, I'll just leave it up to you. Wide-legged straddle anywhere you want to take it. So you can just hang out in a fold. Maybe you want to twist. Maybe you want to hop, headstand. So about 5 breaths. And if you've lost your breath, now is a great time to fire it back up, to find it once again, deepen it once again. Just notice whatever there is to notice today in your body. So our practice shouldn't feel the same every single time that we step onto our mat. There's something different going on inside of us. So there's different things to notice. That is why we're here, to check in with ourselves today, right now. Take one last big deep breath. If you want, open your mouth and sigh it out. Come back to a halfway lift position with your fingertips on the ground. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat, back to a low lunge. Step your front foot back so you'll be in a plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up, push the ground away. You can come to your knees if you'd like. Exhale ever so slowly, lower down one strong straight line. Let's take a Spider-Man Cobra first. Hands out wide up on your fingertips. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release, lower down. And then bring your hands to frame your mid-ribs. Baby Cobra or full Cobra. So lift your heart, shoulders back and down. Exhale, let it go. You choose one more back bend variation, anywhere you'd like to take it. 1, 2, 3 breaths. And then eventually downward facing dog, no hurry. All right, from your down dog, inhale left leg to the sky. So try not to move through your hands or your shoulders, but from your left hip, peel your left hip open. Open it up so your knee bends and it reaches out to the left, up towards the sky. It's like your left hip is a hinge on a door and your left leg is the door. So let it swing open. Keep hugging in with your right inner thigh, lifting from your center. Take one more inhale, active through your left foot. You guys look so good. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Push the ground away as you come forward. Good, Sydney. Inhale, back up. Option to open your hip or extend, up to you. Exhale, left to left. Aim as high as you can. Maybe bend your elbows. Take a little push up. Inhale, 3-legged. Now everybody, exhale, knee to your nose. And like you're stepping over something, step forward softly. Good work. Rise in your own time. Crescent lunge, high lunge. So high on the ball of your back foot. It is definitely a balancing pose. There's an element of balance. So we want to hug towards midline to find stability. Front hip pulls back hip pulls forward. Yes. Little tone in your belly. Puff up through your chest like you're proud chest. Breathe all the way up into your fingertips and just feel yourself in your crescent lunge right here, right now. What can you notice? What can you feel? Take one more big inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh and lean forward a bit. If you want, sometimes it helps me to kind of scoot my back toes forward just a little. Draw your belly button back towards your spine, so like you're puffing up through your low back. Press your hands firmly into your front thigh. Lean forward. Your foot just floats up. Keep your hips square. If it's helpful, bend your standing leg. Back leg strong, powerful. Option to add some arms, only if you want to. Yeah, nice, Kate. So your fullest expression on this side. It doesn't have to look the same as the other side. One last big deep breath. Active through your back foot. Nice, Laura. Come back, crescent lunge, soft landing if possible. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Walk your hands all the way over to the right long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. You are more than welcome to just hang out in your forward fold in your own way, or invitation to come with me. We're gonna go into Skandasana again. So halfway lift, breathe in, and then a little bit faster as you exhale, right knee bends, left toes pivot up towards the sky. Inhale through center, see if you can stay in your legs, other side. Do that a couple more times. Stay as low as possible as you change sides. It's kind of like you're a ninja moving from side to side. And if you don't like this, you're like, this is not my thing, I don't want to do this today. You go somewhere else, you do something else, totally fine. Couple more rounds, side to side, back and forth. Yeah, so good, you guys. And then eventually we'll all meet in our wide-legged straddle position once again. So start to find your way back. Feet parallel, both legs straight. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. Exhale, walk your hands to the top of your space. Rotate your toes forward. You're back to a low lunge. Step your front foot back, plank position. All right, pause in your plank. This time, side plank, right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of right foot. If you want to bring right knee or right forearm down, please feel free. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, then lift your hips super high. Maybe your left arm reaches forward. Lengthen your left side. Yeah, maybe your left leg even floats up. Lift your hips higher. One last huge breath. Now see if you can transition slowly, intentionally to the other side. Nice, Bobby. So come through center. Left hand is your foundation. Roll onto baby toe edge. Left foot. Left knee or left forearm can come down if you'd like. Lift your hips. Perhaps reach your right arm forward. Perhaps flow your right leg up. So good. Awesome. Can take one last huge breath. Your personal fullest expression. And plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, slowly lower. Strong belly. Nice, Sydney. Inhale once again. Spider-Man Cobra. Up on your fingertips. Nice and wide with your hands. Lift your heart. Exhale, release. Baby Cobra or full Cobra. So bring your hands to frame mid-ribs. Curl open. Peel open. Shoulders down and back. Nice. Exhale, let it go. One more heart opener, your choice. Take 1, 2, or 3 breaths. And then downward facing dog. All right, down dog. Reconnect to yourself. Feel slow, steady, spacious inhales, holding you up, creating a sense of buoyancy or lightness from the inside. And then feel your exhales connecting you to your center. So every exhale, that navel to spine connection. Take one last breath in your down dog. And then listen, just start to crawl your hands to the very back of your yoga mat until you're in a forward fold. So eventually all the weight will be in your feet. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift position. Exhale, bow, let it go. Root through your feet and rise all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your hips. So hands on your hips, step your right foot forward about 1 to 2 feet. So we're setting up a pyramid stance. Personally, I like my feet on 2 train tracks with all of my toes facing forward. Traditionally, Feet are on a balance beam with an angle in your back foot. For me, that makes it a lot harder to get my hips square. So you do what feels best for you. You might even look down, see that your hips are straight across from one another. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then as you exhale, right hip pulls back, heart goes forward, dive down. Forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. Work your pyramid here for about 3 to 5 rounds. So try to stay really rooted through the inner edge of your right foot, but draw your right hip back. So it's like somebody's got their hand in that crease of your hip and they're pulling back and up. See if you can work that with your own awareness. See if you can use your breath to dive deeper, fold further. So at the bottom of each exhale, every time, there's your invitation. So good. Nice, Susan. Take one last breath. Very end of your exhale, root into your right foot. We're moving into standing splits. You can crawl your hands forward and then back foot floats high. Left leg is powerful. Left toes are active. You can stay right here, or you can play if you want. You can hop if you want. You can balance right arm behind right leg, press arm into leg, leg into arm. You can take a few Shiva squats if you're feeling it. If you're holding standing splits, relax your neck, connect to your center. Use that connection to your center to take some weight out of your right leg. Everybody, just one last huge inhale. Exhale, step your left foot down next to right. You should be somewhere near the center of your mat in a forward fold. You can give your right leg a little shake out. Bring your big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, so little tiny potato bug ball for a moment. Butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. You can choose to intentionally press your heels down or intentionally lift your heels up. Maybe wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself a really big squeeze as you exhale. See if you can get smaller, more compact. Good job, everyone. One last breath. Inhale, heels down, spine long, halfway lift. If you want to, you can widen your stance. Exhale, fold, and then rise all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, once again, hands to your hips. And this time your left foot is going to step forward a foot or so. Hopefully you still have space in front of you. If you need to scoot back a little, scoot back a little. So take a moment. Maybe gaze down, see that your hips are straight across. Arms to the sky, breathe in. Left hip pulls back as your heart goes forward. Dive all the way down, pyramid stance. Good job. Root down through the inner edge of left foot. Pull up and back through your left butt cheek, your left sit bone. Good. Use every single breath to make something happen. So every exhale, see if you can dive a little deeper, fold a little further. Nice work, friends. If your front leg is shaking or trembling, that's actually a good sign. That means you've met an edge. So be with that. Soften around it. See if you can create more space. Just take one final round, working your pyramid. End of your exhale, moving into standing split. So you can bend your front knee if you need to. Crawl your hands forward, float your back leg to the sky. Yeah, active through your right toes. Strong through your right leg, connected to your center. Feel free to hop, feel free to play, balance, Shiva squats. Wherever you are at, your breath is right there with you. It's holding you, it's supporting you. If you're holding standing splits, soften your face, relax your neck. Everybody take just one last big inhale. Lift, 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 lengthen, lengthen, and then forward fold. Right foot comes down. Nice, Cam. You can give your left leg a little shake out if you'd like. This time, walk your feet out wide to the width of your yoga mat. Turn your toes out a little bit wider than your heels and come down into a low yogi squat malasana. So heels stay down if you let your pelvis sink down. So if you're kind of forward on your tiptoes, it's the same thing. If you're forward on your tiptoes, we want to be back, let our pelvis come down. And then lengthen your spine. So it's tempting to just kind of curl and round. Imagine you're a turtle coming out of a shell. Lift through the crown of your head, lengthen your spine. Yes. Breathe down into your pelvis, your groin, your hips, your inner thighs. If you want more, you can reach your arms up. You can even interlace your fingers, steeple index. Take just 2 or 3 more rounds. Soft face. Some of you, this might feel really good. Some of you, for me particularly, this is so uncomfortable. So be with that discomfort. Breathe into it, soften around it. One last inhale, and if you want, open your mouth and sigh it out. Ah, good job. To get back to down dog, my friends, options. You can plant your hands, step back, Mustra Vinyasa on your own. You can plant your hands, work into a crow or play with crow just for funsies. And then from there, either step back, or if a jump back's in your practice, or if you want to play with that, go for it. Next few breaths, down dog, or if you'd rather, you can find your way to child's pose instead. Give yourself a moment. Big, deep breath. So wherever you are at, just reconnect. Ujjayi. Nice job, everybody. If you happen to be in a child's pose, one more grounding breath there. Then everybody, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Peel your right hip open. Stay here, or option to flip your dog if you would like. Right foot comes down, right arm forward, heart forward. Yes, beautiful. Feel the strength in your back body. Breathe all the way down into your belly, all the way down into the front of your hips. Last round. Nice, Paul. Come back, everybody. 3-legged down dog. Take a moment. Lengthen from your fingertips all the way up to your right toes. Big inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your space. Rise up to a warrior 2 this time. So back heel pivots down, cartwheel your arms up and settle in. Hips are open, shoulders are open, heart is open. Yeah. Deep bend in your front knee and track it towards your pinky toe. Don't let it collapse towards your big toe. Take one more inhale in your warrior 2. As you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades hug towards your spine. Maybe you even reach your hands back and lift your heart up. Take one more inhale here, and with your exhale, this is called ostrich pose. You're gonna dive forward and down, head towards the center of your yoga mat. So it's different than a humble warrior. In humble warrior, your feet are in a warrior 1 position. Ostrich pose, your feet are in warrior 2, and your head is closer to the center of your mat rather than the front edge of your mat. If you want to, you can explore taking your head and your upper body closer to your front leg and just see how that feels. Keep that deep bend in your front knee. Keep tracking your front knee towards your pinky toe. I know it's a lot of sensation. See if you can keep your back leg strong, back foot rooted. Yes, awesome, Chris. Take one more inhale, lift your knuckles higher, relax your neck. Exhale, hands to low back, release your clasp, let your fingertips come down. All right, go ahead, straighten out your front leg, parallel your feet. Bring your hands just to the ground and find a halfway lift. Hands to hips in your halfway lift. Rise all the way back up to stand. Now from here, set up a triangle. Pivot your front toes forward, but your front leg stays straight. Right arm forward, left arm back. And whenever you are ready, you can start your journey into triangle. So Keep pulling your hips towards the back wall as you reach forward, and then just tip it over. You can use a block under your right hand if you'd like. Maybe right hand to right shin. Left arm to the sky, or maybe you want to wrap your left arm behind your back for a half bind. Maybe you want to reach your left arm forward, extended triangle. Last couple of breaths here. Heart is open, hips are open, nice cam, shoulders are open. From here, balancing half moon. So with awareness, with intention, reach forward with your right hand. Maybe you're using a block. Float your back foot off the ground. Strong, powerful. See if you can lift it even higher. See if you can open even more. Beautiful, friends. Nice, Kate. Take one last round, your personal fullest expression. Nice and easy forward fold at the top of your mat, bottom of your exhale. Yeah. You might take a moment, just kind of pedal out your heels, neutralize through your hips, move them side to side. Good job, friends. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold, bow. Root through your feet and take it all the way up. Arms reach, stretch tall. Hands to heart center, exhale. Okay, working with balance, we're moving into dancer pose. Right knee bends, right heel towards your right butt cheek, and then reach back, grab hold of your foot. If you feel like you want to just stay in this quad stretch, totally fine. Option to bring your left hand back, roll your shoulders back and down. This is where you can work. Otherwise, left arm to the sky, right hand to the inside edge of your right foot, and try to find midline. So hug in with your inner thighs. And then whenever you're ready, just start to hinge at your left hip. Kick foot in the hand, pull hand back into foot, and try your best to keep your hips square. Yeah, if you've got a wall by you, awesome, use it. See if you can keep a lift in your heart, like a little cobra in your chest. Hug in with your inner thighs to stay out of your low back. You're falling in and out. Perfect, meet yourself right there. Take about 2 more rounds. And then we'll meet in high mountain pose. Both arms to the sky, both feet on the ground, no hurry. Good. In high mountain, see if you can feel into neutral spine. So for me, I usually press my ribs forward. Some of you might have the opposite issue. Maybe you're rounding. See if you can feel into as close to neutral as possible, just for yourself. Pinky fingers spiral in towards one another. Face is soft. Maybe close your eyes and just feel your body. Breathe all the way up into your fingertips, down into your toes, the soles of your feet. One more in breath. Exhale, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward all the way down. Fold. Lift halfway. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana, or skip it if you'd rather. Just like we've been doing Spider-Man Cobra as you inhale. So we'll take 3 heart openers. Exhale, lower. Full Cobra or baby Cobra. Inhale, lift. Shoulders back and down. Elbow tips point back. Exhale, release. One more of your choice. And then as you're ready, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, left leg high. Open your left hip. Stay right here, or option to flip your dog. So left foot comes down. Wild thing is left tiptoes on the ground, outer edge of right foot pressing down. Flip dog is both feet flat on the ground. So they're both great options. They're just different. So what feels best to you? One more big inhale all the way down into your belly. Nice, Laura, come back, 3-legged down dog. Everybody, you can take a moment, lengthen from your fingertips up to your left toes. One last in-breath, feel whatever there is to feel. And then exhale, step your left foot through as soft as possible. Virabhadrasana 2, slowly rise up, settle in. Yeah, so front knee tracks towards your pinky toe. Back foot is strong and grounded, inner and outer edge. Slow, deep breaths. One more inhale. And as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace. Invitation this time to switch your fingers to one finger over. It's going to feel a little bit funky, a little bit awkward. See if you can be with that. Shoulders roll back and down. Hands reach back. Heart lifts up. Inhale. Ostrich pose. Hinge at your hips. Crown of your head comes down towards the center of your mat. As you bow forward, see if you can bend even more deeply. Yes, good, Kate. Into your front knee. And feel your front knee tracking towards your pinky toe. Back leg stays strong. Back foot stays rooted. Lift your knuckles as high as you can. Yeah, that's it. Good, friends. Last couple of rounds. I know this pose is intense. See if you can be with it. Deep bend in your front knee. Last big inhale. As you exhale, hands to low back, release. You can bring your fingertips to the ground and just find your wide-legged straddle position now. So parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Halfway lift, hands to hips. Press into your feet, rise all the way back up to stand. Now, triangle is what we're moving into. So left toes pivot forward, reach forward and back. If you want to adjust your stance at all, feel free. Imagine your hips are attached to the back wall and then reach forward. So you're pulling yourself in opposite directions. When you can't reach any further, left hand towards the ground, right arm towards the sky. Heart open, hips open, shoulders open. Keep wrapping your left butt cheek underneath your body. See if you can wrap this under. Yeah, that's perfect. Good adjustment. And pull this back. All right. If you would like, option to float up into your balancing half moon. So in your next breath or two, just start that transition. Bend into your front knee. Maybe you take a block with you. Back leg is strong. So anytime you have a leg lifted, if you can make it support itself, it's going to be so much easier. So use all the little muscles in your leg. Use all the little muscles in your foot. Strong and powerful. Take one last round wherever you are at. And then just nice and easy forward fold. Come to the top of your mat. Take a moment to kind of neutralize through your hips, your pelvis, maybe a little shake of your left leg or pedal out your heels. Good job, friends. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold. Root through your feet all the way to stand, arms to the sky, big stretch. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, one last balancing pose, dancer. Our left foot this time comes towards our left butt cheek. Left hand reaches back, grab hold of your left foot. If you want, both hands can reach back and stay with the quad stretch perfectly fine. You can work right here. Otherwise, right arm reaches up, left hand inner edge of left foot. As best you can, keep your hips and your heart square as you start to hinge forward. Kick foot in the hand, pull hand back into foot, hug in with your inner thighs. That's what's going to help you balance that connection to center. Good. Wherever you are at, make sure your breath is right there. Couple more rounds if you're falling in and out. If you fall out 10 times, awesome. Congratulate yourself for trying something challenging, for meeting yourself at an edge and being with it. Good job. Slowly start to find your way to a high mountain pose. So taking your time to feel neutral. Spiral pinky fingers in. Perhaps close your eyes. Feel your breath. Feel the space inside of you. One more inhale. Maybe reach a little bit higher. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, take your dive down, fold, lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, lower down, chaturanga. And one last time through our little back bend series. Inhale, Spider-Man Cobra, hands nice and wide, elbows face the sky, up on your fingertips, lift. Exhale, lower. Baby or full cobra, hands frame your ribs, curl open, peel open, shoulders back and down. Exhale, release. Then one more, make it your own. When you are ready, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your space and bring your body down gently. If you would rather take this on your back or in a seat, absolutely feel free. I'm going to give you guys an option for a quad stretch. If you have no interest in taking it, that's completely fine. So option only if you want it and only if you can stay supported through your hips. So what I don't want you to do is, if you can see, watch this. I don't want you to do this. Plop. I want you to stay up, connected. So option to bend your left knee and then work your heel towards your butt. So you can see how I just kind of rotate, fingers forward and elbow back, and I push forward. And then with my right hip, I'm still pulling back. I'm not just plopping down onto my right butt cheek. You're working your left heel to the outside of your left glute. You can stay here as long as you want. If you want to move into that mermaid variation, if that's in your practice, or king pigeon, feel free. Eventually, maybe just bow forward. So work your pigeon however you would like to for about 5 to 7 more breaths. Use your breath to soften. If you want to, side out your mouth. Take one final round. And then slowly begin to lift your upper body. We'll come into a 3-legged tabletop. So plant your hands, scoot your back knee forward so your hips lift. Take your right leg back, give it a nice little shake out. And perhaps even bend your knee and take a few circles with your right knee. Feel into that range of motion through your right hip. Eventually, right leg goes straight back, extend, and then right toes off the left side of your mat. Pull your hips over to the right a bit and gaze back over your left shoulder. So feel into it. For me, this feels so good, but I have to kind of work around and find that sweet spot. Use your breath. One last round. So nice, everyone. Come back to tabletop. And back to downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Whenever you are ready, pigeon pose. Come down nice and easy. On your back or in a seat is always an option if it works better for you for whatever reason. And a lot of times our hips are different and they need different things. So don't just assume that you always need to do the exact same thing on both sides. Feel into what is there. Breathe into it, soften around it. Use your big, deep breaths. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere you don't need to be. So maybe in your forehead, jaw, shoulder, finger. Maybe you're just energetically kind of contracting or tightening. What would it feel like to surrender, to soften? Take about 3 or 4 more rounds. Open mouth sighs, always welcome. So if at any time you're like, oh, this feels so intense, it feels like way too much, give that energy somewhere to go. Breathe it out your mouth. So good, everyone. Last couple rounds. Maybe give yourself just that big open mouth sigh for your last exhalation. And slowly begin transitioning up into your 3-legged tabletop. So you can get there your own way, or you can come with me. Plant your hands, scoot your back knee forward, unthread your left leg, take it back into that nice little shake out. And after a few shakes, maybe a few circles, and then eventually you know where to go. Left leg back and off the right edge of your mat. Knees back at your tiptoes. So feel into all that length of your left side. So kind of pull your hips over to the window, towards the windows. As you look back, as you gaze back over your right shoulder. Sometimes I like to round my spine and kind of peekaboo under my right armpit. So feel around. One last big breath. Tabletop. And then if you want one last down dog or one final vinyasa, you can take either of those, both of those now. If you'd rather just sit back in a child's pose, one final child's pose. Good, everybody. So wherever you have ended up, just feel whatever there is to feel flowing through your body, your inner space. Feel your big, deep breaths. And then let's all meet today in a seated position. So come into a seat facing towards the front of your mat. And before we go down onto our backs, let's take just a regular seated forward fold. So legs extend forward, and you might take your inner thighs, kind of spiral them down and move your butt out of the way so your sit bones are on the ground. Bend your knees, so flex your toes back and bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can feel yourself come onto the front edge of your sit bones. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to feel like you're leaning back and then you're trying to fold as you're leaning back. It's not doing any good. So you want to get on the front edge of your sit bones first, arms to the sky. And then just like we do when we're standing, butt reaches back, heart reaches forward. When you can't keep that length anymore, just fold, bow. Grab hold of your feet or your ankles or wherever you can reach. Keep pressing down through the backs of your heels. And imagine now that you're trying to press down through the backs of your thighs as well. Pull your butt back more so sit bones reach back as heart goes forward. Imagine you're trying to reach your heart past your knees. Try not to let your toes fall out to the sides, but instead imagine you're rotating your inner thighs down and out. You're reaching your butt back. You're using every exhale to fold just a little bit further from the inside. See if you can stay here for 4 more breaths. And rather than just tuning out, waiting for it to be over, use every breath to make something inside Soften. It doesn't matter how it looks. Focus on what you notice, what you feel. Very, very bottom of your next exhalation. Slow roll up. So one vertebra at a time. Start to roll all the way up. And then once your head stacks, so you are just sitting nice and tall, we'll continue to lower down onto our back. So you might need to scoot yourself forward. Make sure you have plenty of space behind you. Reach your arms forward. Try not to let your legs lift. You might squeeze them together like you have a big mermaid tail. Hollow out your belly. Squeeze, 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 and lower as slowly as you can. There's going to be one spot that's really hard. Once you get down onto your spine, good job. Full body stretch. Lengthen, arms long, legs long. Notice as you reach, if your ribs lift, and see if you can press down even just a little bit through your back ribs. So more neutral through your spine as you extend. One more inhale. Good. Exhale, draw your right knee in towards your belly. Give it a big squeeze up towards your right armpit. So to the outside of your ribs and up, squeeze, 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 big Buddha belly breath. And then move into a supine twist. So right arm out to the right, kind of scoot your hips to the right, roll into your left side. Breathe down into your belly. Soft through your face. Let the ground now hold more and more of your weight with every breath. Good job, everyone. Good awareness. End of your next exhale, find your way back to center. And either take another full body stretch or hug both of your knees in, give them a great big squeeze, or just kind of rock it out. And then left knee in, right leg extended. Hug your left knee all the way up towards your left armpit for just a moment. So hands around the front of your shin if possible. Back of your thigh is fine if not. Squeeze, big Buddha belly breath. And then start to work your way into your twist. Left arm out, scoot your hips to the left, roll onto your right side body. So you want, as best you can, to keep the back of your left shoulder rooted down. If it lifts a little bit, that's okay, but just have that intention. So shoulders, heart, squares towards the sky. Breathe down into your belly. And I will ultimately just leave it up to you. So when you feel pretty much even with your twist on both sides, just bring yourself back to center and move through any finishing poses of your choice for about 10 breaths or so. So happy baby, an inversion, a heart opener, hip opener. Maybe, bless you. Maybe you want to go straight into your Shavasana. You're ready to relax. That's fine with me. So as you are ready, friends, just slowly find your way into your final relaxation. So as you settle in, I will read to you. This is a poem by Rainer Maria Rilke. She says, God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is a country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. So for these last few moments, see if you can just feel into the space inside of you, the energy flowing through you. So letting go of all the ways that you have to show up out there in the world, all the labels that you have to put on yourself, mom, brother, sister, whatever your occupation is, even your gender, all that stuff. Just let it fall away and feel into the vastness, that space inside of you that is connected to everything, that is part of everything. So these last few moments, just let your breath be effortless. Just soak in all the efforts, all the energy of your practice here today.
God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is a country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Start to just gently bring small movements back into your body. And as you're ready, find your way onto either side, fetal position. Take one last moment, just resting on your side body in this nurturing pose. Just really let your practice and anything that came through for you absorb and soak in, sink in, maybe visualize it or imagine it in some way. Use your arms to guide yourself slowly up into seated meditation, right back where we began. So just sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, gather your hands to your heart center. Bow your head to your own heart, acknowledging yourself for showing up today, for taking time out of your day to roll out your mat, do your practice, connect with yourself in a deeper way. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Good job, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You're welcome. Thanks, Whoopi. You are so good, huh? Yes, you are. Good job, everybody.
Yeah,